British Columbia is home to some of the most diverse agricultural products in Canada. From the traditional family farm to vineyards or fisheries, if you're into eating local foods, you're in luck. I'm Laurie Petrick, dietitian and local food lover. Join me as I visit BC food producers and farmers who are committed to providing fresh, local foods that are good for you and good for our earth. One of the things I love about the farmers market is that I learn something new about farming and food every time I'm here. Today has been no exception. I was looking for a little something to satisfy my sweet tooth and stopped to buy a treat at Maple's Sugar Shack. After inundating owner Patrick Demers with 101 questions about how sap is collected by West Coast harvesters, better known as sapsuckers, Patrick invited me out to Squamish to help him tap his beautiful stand of big leaf maples.
I actually just got started doing it because I heard that you could do it. And like most people from back east, they don't believe it. To be living in Squamish and to be around all these native big leaf maples and to think the possibility that you could tap them was very exciting. I'm a landless type of farmer, I guess. So I rely on crown land and generosity of landowners. It's exciting for them too because it kind of gets them excited about their property again. There's two valleys down here and they both have their own type of climate belts, but they're both good producers and they're along rivers, so they get a lot of big leaf maples growing in that area. This guy's been waiting all season to be tapped.
He's ready and willing.
Today's the day for him.
And what is the season?
Out here can generally be from November till March, but it's all weather dependent. We have about 350 trees tapped right now, and we're getting about a gallon per tree.
When you say that, is it a gallon?
Of sap.
A gallon of sap
Yeah.
per tree, okay.
So I mean, really that just translates to, I think we've done maybe 5 gallons of syrup so far this season.
Okay.
So by standards back east, it's a pretty modest amount.
Right.
But for out here, it's tremendous. The potential is to produce more here, but it's over a longer period of time of 5 months, where back east, their window's 2 weeks to hopefully 4 weeks.
The process of making maple syrup is an age-old tradition of First Nations, who used it both as food and as medicine. It's similar in sugar content, however, maple syrup is an excellent source of manganese and a good source of zinc, both important for a healthy immune system. So you said you want to have the tree drilled on the sunny side of the tree. Any specific height?
The height's not the big issue. The reason I like to go with the sunny side of the tree is because in the event that you're getting a really lot of cold weather, you're going to have sap freezing in the line. So the sooner the sun can hit the sap and thaw it, hopefully, if there is more sap you're going to get out of the trees during the day. I'm just going to give it a slight tilt. And I'm going to go in 2 inches. I'm using the bit to take out the little parts instead of blowing in it or putting something in it.
Yeah. Patrick explained one of the most important parts of tree tapping is ensuring that bacterial contamination at the tap is kept to a minimum. If you touch the open tree wound, your hand can transfer bacteria, causing the tap hole to then heal itself, before all the sap has had a chance to flow.
This holds firm. And that's good because later on when we got to pull them out, that'll give us something to work with.
Yep.
And then you'll just push it. You see how it fits right in the groove? Kind of keep the tap down, yeah. It's good. Perfect. Well, there you go, Laurie. There's your first tree.
I'm a sapsucker.
Yeah.
Out of this sap, you're going to boil it down to syrup. And how many products do you make from this?
With the BC syrup, right now we're making strictly maple syrup and we're fooling around with a couple other byproducts. And I make maple sugar in a traditional block form. Before maple syrup, the First Nations made maple sugar and it would be like in a cake type of format. So with the microloan I was able to get through Farm Folk City Folk for farmers and for small scale food processors, they were able to allow me to purchase some equipment for granulating the maple sugar. So from the block form or the cake form, I can make it more accessible for people out west to use. Basically what I would do before is just stir it. I'd have to keep stirring it to evaporate all the liquid out of there. and then pour it through screens to granulate it. But with the equipment I was able to get through the microloan, those steps, those very labor-intensive, repetitive motion injury steps, are removed now, and I can make an actually larger quantity in the same amount of time it would take me on my own stovetop as I was doing it in the past. This is something anyone in BC along the Lower Mainland or the island could be doing. It's a great thing to set up the infrastructure and then have kids or bring people out and gather the sap and sit around the evaporator and boil it down and make some syrup.
It's been a fun day, being out in the woods, in the sun, tapping trees. Had a good time.
Well, thanks for coming out.
You're welcome. For Farm Folk, City Folk, I'm Lori, and this has been Good for You and Good for Our Earth.